Leviticus Chapter 4. And Yahweh spoke to Moshe, saying,
Speak to the children of Israel, saying, If a person ignorantly, unintentionally sins against any of the laws of Yahweh, which must not be done, but he does what is forbidden by them, these are my instructions. If the anointed priest sins, bringing guilt on the people, then let him offer to Yahweh a young bull without blemish, as a sin offering for the sins he has sinned. He shall bring the bull to the entrance of the tent of meeting in front of Yahweh. He shall lay his hands on the bull's head and kill the bull in front of Yahweh. Then the anointed priest shall take some of the bull's blood and bring it into the tent of meeting. The priest shall dip his finger in the blood and sprinkle some of the blood 7 times in front of Yahweh, in front of the veil of the holy place. The priest shall put some of the blood on the horns of the altar of incense in front of Yahweh, which is in the tent of meeting. He shall then pour the remaining blood of the bull at the base of the altar of burnt offering, which is at the entrance of the tent of meeting, in the courtyard. He shall remove from it all the fat of the bull as the sin offering, the fat that covers the entrails, and all the fat on the entrails, the 2 kidneys, and the fat on them near the loins, and the fatty lobe attached to the liver above the kidneys. These he shall remove. These he shall remove just as they were removed from the bull or cow of the peace offering, and the priest shall burn these on the altar of burnt offering. But the bull's hide, and all its flesh, with its head and legs, its entrails and offal, he shall carry the whole bull outside the camp, to the clean place, where the ashes are poured out, and burn it on wood with fire. Where the ashes are poured out, it shall be burned. Now if the whole congregation of Israel sins ignorantly, and does what is forbidden in any of Yahweh's laws, though the congregation is unaware of the sin, they are still guilty. When the sin they have sinned becomes known, then the congregation shall offer a young bull for the sin, bringing it in front of the tent of meeting. The elders of the congregation shall lay their hands on the head of the bull in front of Yahweh. Then the bull shall be killed in front of Yahweh. The anointed priest shall bring some of the bull's blood into the tent of meeting. Then the priest shall dip his finger into the blood and sprinkle it 7 times in front of Yahweh, in front of the veil. And he shall put some of the blood on the horns of the incense altar in front of Yahweh, which is in the tent of meeting. He shall pour the remaining blood at the base of the altar of burnt offering, which is at the entrance of the tent of meeting, in the courtyard. He shall take all the designated fat from it, and burn it on the altar. He shall do with this bull as he does with the bull of a sin offering. So he shall do with it. And the priest shall make atonement for the whole congregation, and it shall be forgiven them. Then he shall carry the bull outside the camp, and burn it as he burned the first bull. It is a sin offering for the congregation. When a ruler sins ignorantly, and does what is forbidden in any of the laws of Yahweh our Father, he is guilty. When he is made aware of the sin he has sinned, he shall bring as his sin offering a male of the goats, a male goat without blemish. He shall lay his hand on the head of the goat, and kill it at the place they killed the burnt offering, in front of Yahweh. It is a sin offering. The priest shall take some of the blood of the sin offering with his finger, put it on the horns of the altar of burnt offering, and pour its blood at the base of the altar of burnt offering. He shall burn all its designated fat on the altar, like the fat of the peace offerings. So the priest shall make atonement for the ruler concerning his sin, and it shall be forgiven him. If any other member of the congregation sins ignorantly, and does what is forbidden in any of Yahweh's laws, he is still guilty. When he is made aware of the sin he has sinned, then he shall bring as his sin offering a female goat without blemish. He shall lay his hand on the head of his sin offering, and kill the sin offering at the place of the burnt offering. Then the priest shall take some of its blood with his finger, and put it on the horns of the altar of burnt offering, pouring its remaining blood at the base of the altar. He shall remove all its designated fat, as fat is removed from the peace offerings, and the priest shall burn it on the altar for a pleasing aroma to Yahweh. So the priest shall make atonement for him, and it shall be forgiven him. If he brings a lamb as his sin offering, he shall bring a female without blemish. Then he shall lay his hand on the head of his sin offering, and kill it as a sin offering at the place they kill the burnt offering. The priest shall take some of the blood of his sin offering with his finger, and put it on the horns of the altar of burnt offering, pouring its remaining blood at the base of the altar. He shall remove all its designated fat, as the fat of the lamb is removed in the same way as the sacrifices of the peace offerings. Then the priest shall burn it on the altar, on top of the offerings made to Yahweh by fire. So the priest shall make atonement for his sin that he has committed, and it shall be forgiven him.